So in this first heat, you're gonna see Opix, Sector, Luke, Majestic, Real Deal, and Fireball. Oh god! Now this is super tough because we have Majestic and Sector. We'll get the gate drop going here and be around like 130, something like that. 2 to go. Oh, there we go. So green flag. But I just want to point this out. Watch Majestic and Sector. Those are the two drivers you're going to want to watch. This is super unfortunate. Majestic and Sector, and this is, I think this happened, this might have happened last tournament as well. I don't exactly recall. But what's super unfortunate about this is that they've gotten put in the same heat. Which is actually, it's good for viewing, right? For them, it's probably nerve-wracking because it's like, oh my god. You know, like you have the one person that you have to go against. So it's probably nerve-wracking for them. But for us, great to spectate. We've got the 1v1 for potential elimination unless one of these other drivers loses a life, which, to be honest, I don't think so. I mean, if one of these other drivers in this heat was going to lose a life, it would probably... Oh. Forgot about the notifications. Thanks for the follow. Oh, Majestic went down. Hold on. Let's get a quick replay of that. I got conked by the follow. I got to see this. Thanks for the follow, though. Let's see what happened here, because this is actually big for Majestic's race. Because remember, we have him and Sector on the potential cusp of elimination here. So Majestic, rough run right here into the whoops. But then he straightens it out a little bit. He's going to follow Fireball into this really big finish line jump, and Real Deal goes down in front of him, and he's going to also go down right next to him. I thought it might have been like contact between the two of them, but no, they both just go down. Can Justin clear it? Justin also cases, but he cases just good enough to be in front of them, so Sector is going to take that position early on here and have the advantage of trying to survive here. But back to my point earlier, I was saying that if another driver was going to lose a life in this race, it would probably be Opix, but I just don't see it. I just don't see Opix losing a life here with this competition. I just don't see it happening. Like, Supercross is definitely not a strong suit, but yeah, I don't see it happening. Especially Sector clean runs again, but Real Deal and Majestic making big mistakes again. So this is not looking good. This is not looking good for Majestic. He's really got to get it together here because the driver that he has to try to beat is Sector, and Sector's actually having a pretty solid start. He is already an entire section ahead of him. That is not good. Update for the lead. We have Luke holding down the lead. Fireball, similar to his other heat, has worked his way into second pretty quickly. And I believe that is actually Opix there in third. So like I said, Opix having a pretty solid run so far. And that's where he needs to be. I don't think he's really concerned about any type of you know, run to the front here. I think he's just trying to hold on to where he's at on the track, and I think he's perfectly content with that. Real Deal's probably a little nervous at this point because it's like, all right, I got Majestic behind me. It's been like 4 years since he's raced, but I'm not hooping here. I'm not hooping here, and he's you know, I gotta say, Real Deal may have lucked out on this one. Oh, Majestic, that is tough. Real Deal may have lucked out on this one because if Majestic was not in this heat, if this ended up being a super stacked heat and it was somebody like I don't know, if Slaunch got put in this heat or something, it could have been really scary for Real Deal here in terms of lives right off the bat. But luckily for him, Majestic is in this heat, and he is having a really rough time adjusting to Supercross. And this is, I was more interested in seeing this than the Rallycross because I imagine that adjusting from, you know, 2015 Halo 5 Supercrosses, 2016 to 2019 Halo 5 Supercrosses, it's probably a bit of a jump, you know, just a bit of a jump. And I bet he's having a really, I mean, you could tell he's having a really hard time adjusting here. That's actually Sector catching up to Opix, so Sector's not done. All right, he's trying to make gains here. He's going for positions. Look at this. Sector's actually making a run here for top 3. Let's see what he can do here on the outside, keeping it side by side. I think Opix as well here knows that they have a really big gap on Majestic and they can kind of work with it, but still kind of nice to see Sector getting aggressive. Look at these different lines that he's running as well. Dude, Sector's railing. What is going on? What is happening? Sector having a hell of a race here, trying to compete for podium. Terrible whoop run, though. He's going to lose a lot of time there. Kind of gets it back at the end. Opix, big mistake on the berm. Oh no, Opix is really throwing away this run. Now he is in that second last position. But again, he's still got like a 2-section lead on Majestic, so I think he's good. Probably, you know, again, like I said with Real Deal, like a little scary if it's a different driver in this heat with them. But because it's Majestic and because he's, you know, having a rough time adjusting and he's still getting used to everything, that's just kind of what he can do. But look at Justin. Yeah, love to see the Justin command. That's what we needed to see. He's out here now. He's going to be going for a double single. Oh, that's tough. Hold on, can I replay that? Hold on, I want to see that again. I think he just got a soft Goomba stop there out of Real Deal. Let me get a good shot of that. So Justin, I was saying it. He's running a ton of different lines. Here he's gonna go for a double single, and Real Deal just bloop right on top of him. Is gonna conk him down there, and that's gonna lose Justin 2 positions, which is unfortunate because he was actually hooping there for a little bit, looking for a podium, but that might cost him there. That might be it for those podium hopes. Real Deal had a really it's happening again. It's happening again. He's messing up again. Oh, Justin though, he can't keep it clean around him. He's just trying to recover. He needed Real Deal to hit him there to get him back going. He just couldn't figure it out. But look at where Majestic is. Oh man, that's sad. Sector coming around here, gonna be running the inside line. Doesn't quite have that inside line figured out, it appears. He went for the triple. Yeah, you're definitely not gonna be tripling that inside, Justin. But you know, appreciate the confidence, I suppose. Put it that way. Did the race end for the top? I think so. Yeah. Oh no. We might be on. Was it 6:08? I think we're on last lap here. So here we come for what I believe should be the final time around. Luke trying to hold on to the win and Fireball with that second place. And they both have, as you can see, a pretty significant gap on the rest of the field. It was not too close for anybody else. And definitely an interesting race for some of the other drivers at other points in the pack. But I guess it didn't matter too much for him because Majestic, just getting back into the groove of things here, could not get it figured out quick enough and is going to get eliminated here, unfortunately. Could be right here. Let's see if this is the final time around. Must be right there. So Luke's going to take the win. Fireball going to take that second place. And then we'll wait a little bit here. We'll do a little fast forward action. We actually still have... That third place battle is getting kind of close. I think Opix had it until he messed up right there. So I think Opix losing that third place there on the last lap. And it's going to be Real Deal with a very scrappy race, you could say. Going to hold on to that third place. Opix with the fourth. Sector with the fifth. And then, unfortunately, where is he at? Is he going to be rounding out this lap? Did Majestic cheese? Oh, there he is. He's going to be rounding out his final lap. So, say a farewell here to Majestic. Again, like I said before, Elimination Tournament is not exactly the best thing to come into for a racing return, but I think I got a message from him today asking when we're racing again, so he's not losing, he's not losing heart of it, still going to try to get back into it. Definitely a really, really tough tournament format to come into and just not getting much experience there, but unfortunately that's going to be it for him, and we're going to be saying goodbye to Majestic here at the end of the second race of the night. And don't you think I forgot?
Okay.
The tribe has spoken.
We'll see you guys later.
It's time for you to go. Goodbye.
Alright, so we're going to see the same, I think it's like 4 minutes plus 2 laps race here. See who's going to lose their first life. That's the thing that comes with this heat. So the interesting thing about putting both of the drivers that were a life down in that first heat is now in this second heat, it's very unfortunate for them because they're guaranteed to lose a life. Like if Majestic or Sector got in here, you could have a chance for this second heat where everybody's like, all right, if we all finish ahead, someone's going to get eliminated. We can all keep our 2 lives. But no, they all got put in the same heat. Now one of these guys is guaranteed to lose a life here. Question is, who's it going to be? Who is it going to be? Off with the good start is going to be Detail with the early lead. Slaunch not too far behind in second, and Z-Master in third. Haven't seen too much of him so far, but it looked solid at back-in. I'm really curious to see how he performs here at the Supercross, because like similar to what I was saying with Majestic, it's got to be the hardest, especially now, especially with the Supercrosses that we make now. It's got to be the hardest track type to really come into fresh and actually like figure out and adapt on the fly, especially with the types of tracks that we make now. So I'm really curious to see if Z can pull it together here and not lose his first life. If I was going to do a pick, oh my shift, if I was going to do a pick going into this. Let's see who we got. That's Vulcan in the back. Oh, see, spinning around right there. That's tough. If I was going to do a pick going into this race, I would pick Z to lose the life here. I would imagine that like he is definitely that crash out of Shift. Do you see that? Holy shit. That he is definitely the favorite to lose a life here. But at the same time, Shift, who is, you know, not always recognized as a top driver, is usually pretty decent at Supercross, though, having a really rough start. And then you have Vulcan, who we had in the solid average-ass racer category of the tier list. But generally, like, you know, a B or A tier driver on Supercross as well. Also, not off to a good start. Not off to a good start. He's off to an awful start. Here he is way at the back in 6th. Not where you want to be early on. And I would say, like, not too much pressure if he was, like, right behind Shift. But look at that. He's got quite a bit of a gap on Shift. And then even then, Z is quite a bit ahead of him. And then you look, and Hunter has an entire section on him. So it's honestly not looking great for Vulcan. He's going to have to really focus up here. Also have a close lead battle. Different lines coming out of the two drivers there. Love to see that. A little bit of line choice on that first section. You see most drivers rolling it, but some drivers like to mix it up, try to double in. A little bit trickier, but also doable and can be really fast if you can hit it consistently. See how they go through this back rhythm here. Pretty clean, pretty similar lines. Detail went for a power move right there, but unfortunately got into the tough block. Going to lose a little bit of time. And, I mean, you know, Slaunch probably trying to get his first win on the board here for the tournament. But again, like I was explaining in the last heat, like the top three here of Slaunch, Detail, and Hunter, they're looking pretty good. Like these gaps early on, they're looking solid. The real question is here, and I'm going to keep trying to like keep them in the view, keep them in the frame, is that 4th, 5th, and 6th place spot. We have Z, Shift, and Vulcan. Vulcan's actually losing time. I'm pretty sure Shift just gained time that lap. And there's not a lot of time in these heats. So Vulcan is in major jeopardy to lose a life right off the bat here on a Supercross. That's not good. That's not good. So we'll have to see if Vulcan can keep composure here, figure out the track, get some fast laps going, and bring it back here. I'm really curious if he was watching the race of the first heat, because one advantage for elimination tournaments is I don't know if I explained this before, but for elimination tournaments you don't get practice going in. I mean, you know the track. You know the track pool going in, so if you want to, you can, like, if there's tracks that you haven't seen before, you're not comfortable on, you could like practice those tracks before the tournament. But once the tournament starts, the tournament is started, and there's no time for even a lap of practice on any of these tracks. So one advantage early on into the tournament when we're doing these double heats is you could, if you get the second heat, you're technically at an advantage because you could just sit back, you can spectate the first heat, and kind of figure out what's going on, kind of get a lay of the track, and figure out what the fast lines are, what the lines to avoid are, like what areas you should be careful in, stuff like that. And it's definitely, I would say, a significant advantage early on into the tournament. And it makes me wonder if Vulcan was doing that, because you would think that if he was paying attention, he would have gotten off to a much better start, but he looked really lost at the start. I don't know, so I'm curious if he did it or not. I mean, look at that. Like, look at the line he's trying to run there. I don't know what Vulcan's doing. I really don't. But somehow he is still in contention, and he has actually brought it back. He's super close to Shift. He's got about 3 goose lengths, maybe even less than that now, with a solid whip run, or not really solid, but better than Shift's. And Z gets stuck. Oh no. Oh no, that is, what time is it? Oh, it's like just 2 laps to go as well. It might already be 2 laps to go. That is super tough. That is the absolute worst time, because if you get stuck early on in the race, you can like get a fresh mongoose, pull onto the track, you can make a recovery. But at this point, it's chalked. So you can basically guarantee it now. That is a life lost for Z. That is super unfortunate. Really tough to see the life lost like that, because he was having a good run. He was in 4th. Shift and Vulcan were definitely catching up. They were definitely there. Wow. But at the same time, it would have been really interesting to see how that 3-way battle would have played out if he didn't get stuck there. So that is definitely sad. But we have Vulcan and Shift duking it out really hard back here. I'm not really sure why, because it doesn't really matter between them now, but you know, they're still going to go hard for that position. I guess Vulcan wants to make a statement or something. I'm going to keep an eye on the finish line here too, because I know that we're coming close to the end. That may even be the end of the race. No, I think if Slaunch is... So it must be white flag. Must be white flag, I would assume here. So white flag for Slaunch. Detail going to be going for that second place as well, and Hunter trying to hold on to his third. And that's Z behind him, who is like a lap down at this point, so Hunter's still securely in that third place spot. You know, kind of rough run to the end. Oh, all right, Vulcan, that was a little... yeah, that was fine, that was fine. Vulcan having some issue. Oh my god, what just happened? Wait, Fireball, what did you... Yo, ban? Ban? Can we get a ban? Oh, that was the end of the race. They just pulled off over there. They pulled off there in the last heat. Never mind. So Slaunch is going to take the first heat win. It's going to be Detail in second, Hunter in third. We have Shift in fourth, Vulcan in fifth, and unfortunately Z going to be losing his first life of the tournament. Definitely in really rough fashion. You don't want to see it happen like that, but you know, here in this first heat we've got Detail on the inside, then Luke. Okay, those colors do not look that similar, right? I'm not crazy. Like, that is very clearly pink, and that is very clearly purple. Maybe it's the helmet. I don't know. We got Shift, and Z is in this heat. He is in this heat, and then Opix. And we're going to be doing a pistol shot here for the start. This is Yeti AX, green flag. Yeti is a huge complex. We actually have 3 different tracks on this complex, and there is potential of racing all 3. But here the Arena Cross has gotten picked, so that's where we're going to see early on. And that is a tough start. That is a tough start. So we have, is this the third? This is the third Mongoose getting stuck so far in 3 races here of the tournament. Luke is going to go get a fresh goose and pull back out in last. Leading down the first lap is actually going to be Z, but Detail really close behind him in second. So Z with a good start. That's what you need to see if you're him. Shift in third, and we got Opix here in fourth, and then Luke's going to pull back out about a section gap. Once Opix gets right into there, he's going to pull back out. So already some interesting situations here in this Arena Cross race. That Mongoose getting stuck definitely mixed it up a little bit. They called us wrong all night. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Those colors don't look similar. I literally chose, I don't know what pink you're running, but I chose the darkest purple I could have possibly have chosen. Z, oh my god, did he get stuck again? Oh, no, why did he get off the goose? No, if he didn't get off the goose, he would have saved it. Oh my god, that is so unfortunate, dude. Oh no, this is not good. This is not good. So quick little thing on Yeti. I would say that the oval is like it's a pretty competitive oval, but you know, you can only have so much of a skill gap on an oval, right? It's got a decent skill gap, but it's mostly meant to be competitive. However, the go-kart track on Yeti and this Arena Cross here are super tough. These are some of one of the hardest go-kart tracks and one of the hardest Arena Cross tracks in the schedule, for sure. Not even close. They may even be the hardest of their respective categories. So that's something you got to keep in mind here. This is a really tough track to adapt to. Like I've been saying that for the last few tracks. This might be one of the hardest tracks for these drivers to adapt to on the entire night. So, I mean, look at this. The big advantage that Detail and Luke come into here is that they've seen this before because Yeti was supposed to be raced in the go-kart schedule. Unfortunately, you know, will pan out eventually. So a little bit of practice on there, but also checking out the Arena Cross as well. And as you can see, that's worked out for Detail. What else has worked out for him is not getting his Mongoose stuck. That definitely also helps. But he's going to find himself with a pretty big lead here, and this is what he wanted to see. Just get out in front, get some hot laps down, hit those big lines. Just, I don't know, run consistently at this point. Take home your second win of the tourney. It's actually going to be Shift in second, and Luke has now worked his way up to third, recovering from that first lap mishap. And it's actually Z in last here. So Z, if Opix can hold on to that fourth place after that unfortunate circumstance of almost getting stuck again and making the mistake of getting off the Mongoose a little bit too early, Z potentially going to be getting eliminated here at the Yeti Arena Cross, unless he can make a big run, or if Opix makes a big mistake and gets stuck himself or something like that. That could also make things interesting. Oh no, Z goes down again, and that's a really bad place to go down as well, like right in the start of a section. That's like the last play. You want to wreck like exiting a section. You don't want to wreck entering a section. That is not good. We have a good battle for second here, heating up between Shift and Luke, and here you can see like Shift not doing too bad, running way ahead here of Opix and Z, so showing what we should have saw at, oh my god, the landing right there. Showing what we should have saw at Dallas here out of Shift is actually like he can definitely run Supercross, but just for some reason a really hard time adapting to that Dallas track. But he seems to be doing a better job here at the Arena Cross, which is the harder track. Oh, it's getting close. Gonna be some split lines here between Luke and Shift. Who could get the better run? Luke's gonna hit that triple, and Shift a little rough on the exit. He is going to lose that spot. So Shift now settling into a podium position. Luke's worked his way back into second. No chance for the lead though. Detail's got a solid lead at this point, looking really strong in first, lapping Z right there, and that might be curtains for Z. He's had more and more mistakes, and it is just. I really wish we could have seen what would have happened if he didn't get stuck at Dallas, because I genuinely think that he had a pretty decent chance at not being the driver to get to lose a life there. He was definitely in the best position out of those three drivers, so I wish we could have seen that play out. At the same time, he still crashed, and like with the place that he crashed, even if he was able to recover, I don't know, man, it would have been a really tough recovery. So it's unfortunate to see him go down here so early, especially because he looked pretty strong at Rallycross. You know, maybe GP he could have done some work. But yeah, it's going to be an early exit for him. We're going to follow Detail here for the final lap, I think. And see where he pulls off, because I think this is the final lap. And actually potentially lapping Shift and Opix here as well. Did Shift get passed by Opix? Wait, how did that happen? Shift had a huge gap. I don't know how that happened, but alright. I mean, Opix is going to roll in with a podium here, I guess. Unless Opix is also... I don't know. Oh, super close battle to the line there. Look at that, Shift and Opix. They're going at it. I think Detail is going to take the win right there. Yep, pulling off. Okay. So there's Detail going to be taking his second win of the night. Z is still going around. That's going to be Luke coming across in second. Confused on the lineup. Who's going to take third here? I guess it actually is a battle between them. Who's taking third? Oh, Opix messes up. He's got... What is Shift doing? He was like trying to cross the freaking wall. I suppose it's going to be Opix somehow coming in with the third place. I don't know how the hell... What is going on back there? Z just went over the wall. You know, a little bit of a track cut to make that happen there at the end. No, I'm just kidding. Shift's going to come across in that fourth place. Z doing everything he could. Went for the wall jump even. That is impressive. You got to give him credit there, but not going to work out. He's going to come across the line in fifth, and Z will be our second elimination of the tournament. And who won that game? Optic did end up winning the control. Holy shit. I wish I could have saw the end of that game. Alright, so real quickly, like I said, gonna be Z's farewell tour here, and we're gonna have to ban him.
In this case, Kelly has spoken. It's time for you to go. Yeah. Good night.
Damn, he's really old. Alright, so here we go with the second heat. We got Hunter, Slaunch, Real Deal, Sector, Vulcan, and Fireball. You see what I mean? Like, I know it's not that close, but Vulcan always looks like someone. I swear to Bob, he always looks like someone. Every single fucking time. Alright, so we're going to be waiting for the pistol shot here, and remember that the only driver in jeopardy here in this second heat is actually Sector. He is the only one in trouble, the only one with one life remaining, so keep your eyes on him, see how he's going to perform here. If I'm being honest, it's going to be the start of the race here. I don't have much confidence in him on this track with this field. I maybe would have had a little bit more confidence in Sector if he was in the other heat. But in this heat, this is going to be tough, man. This is a stacked heat. Like, this is literally Sector's getting eliminated heat. Like, such an unfortunate draw. And we'll have to see if he can pull something out here, because it is not looking great. It is definitely not looking great. So at the end of the first lap here, it is going to be Fireball taking the early lead. Nice flowy run there. It's going to be Vulcan in second, Real Deal third, Hunter fourth, Sector fifth, and Slaunch in sixth. That is what we're looking at here early on. Slaunch going to get the double pass there. Oh, that's going to be interesting, though. He's going to have to double. He's going to make it work. Sector already in that last place. No, we make it a double tribe as spoken, man. It's going to happen. Oh, look at that fat endo out of Fireball right there. That was kind of cool. Hunter making gains. Hunter might be moving into... Oh, if he didn't tap that right there. He's almost making gains to run into second right there. He's going for it. He's still right there. Slaunch going down. Hunter's going for the big line. Big triple. A little bit of a case. If he hit it clean, it could have got really interesting. He's going to go to the inside in the whoops. I don't know about that. Oh, dude, he actually has a really good run from the inside. Wow. He ran that super well. He's even going to go for the single double. Hunter running some different lines here. I like to see that. I like to see that. A little bit of variety here coming out of Hunter. Not the best line there in the last section, but making it interesting. And early on here in this race, yep, Sector already in last. It's not looking great, but there is time left. Technically, somebody could get stuck. You never know. Someone's controller could die. Fireball still holding on to the lead. Vulcan with a solid second. Now he's starting to run away from Hunter. Hunter trying to hold on to that podium position, but Realdill's making some gains here off. Realdill cleared that triple. Could have been big. Realdill and Slaunch both coming up short on the triple. That is one of the hardest triples, I gotta say. It's funny because it's not that big, but like you just really gotta rail the berm going into it, and you have to rail it or you're not gonna clear it. I love watching the racing here at this arena cross, though. A lot of line choice, a lot of difficult lines, a lot of challenging sections, a lot of creativity. Definitely fun to watch. I feel like we'd get better battles on here if the drivers were more acclimated to the track, you know? Like if we did these heats and then we did a main, I feel like it'd be a pretty interesting race. But because it's most of these drivers, especially in this heat, I think it's like everybody's first time seeing it. I think Realdill maybe had run a couple laps on it to put it into the tournament, but for the most part, it's a lot of these drivers in the second heat first time seeing this track, and I think that it definitely shows. It definitely shows. The cleanliness is just not there on their lines. Sector going down again as Fireball's lapping him, I believe is what happened right there. Oh no! I just caught it. No. Is it happening? Oh my god, it's happening. Oh my god, it's happening. Vulcan goes off the track, going for the mongoose. What's going to happen here? How is he going to pull back out? Is Sector going to be in front of him? Oh no. Oh no. That's gotta be Sector in front of him. I don't know how the hell that works out. We'll have to see what the ruling is at the end of this. I don't know how that works. But Vulcan, at the most crucial time, just has to make it interesting. Wow. That's tough. Oh, Fireball! Oh, barely saves it. That was really close. That was super close. Wow. These drivers are having trouble staying on this track, man. That's something I got to keep in mind if we end up racing this, is to raise the freaking walls. Everybody's having big trouble staying on, or put some invisible barriers, because everybody's having big trouble staying on the track. It's because it's I didn't have enough piece count, because, you know, designing 3 tracks in one is kind of hard on the piece count, but you know, didn't have enough left for invisible barriers. But maybe we could do like specific, you know, remove a few things from each version for whichever one we're racing, if it's like a singular type thing, if you know what I'm saying. Could get some invisible barriers on here because it's probably needed. So I think we actually have Fireball here still in the lead. It's hard to tell. It doesn't look right, but Fireball just has like a fat lead. So I believe it is Fireball in the lead, and then Slaunch in second, and maybe Realdill in third might be our order here. I think Hunter's getting put a lap down potentially. Fireball though with a bit of a rough run on the exit there. Gonna try to recover for this triple. Bit of a case, but he's still able to hit it fairly well, better than Hunter, and get by and put him a lap down as we're probably getting close to the end here. Quick update on the Optic game. Let's see how it's going. 216 to 165. All right. Potentially going to take that 3-1 victory over E6. You know, we'll keep the updates throughout the stream. Champs is getting interesting today. Two big tournaments. You know, no coincidence that we have the second elimination tournament and COD Champs in the same weekend. I'm dumb. I believe that's Fireball taking the win right there because he's honking. Yep. So Fireball's going to take the win. Hunter is going to take second. Or, sorry. Slanch is going to take second. Yeah, Sector's ahead of Vulcan, man. How does that work? How does that work? Realdo going to take third. I believe it's Hunter fourth. And then Vulcan and Sector in some sort of order. I believe it's... Oh, they just won. I believe it is... So, it is going to be Sector. Because it was too confusing for me. I couldn't tell how that worked out. But it is going to be Sector losing the life. However, you know, however that worked out there. It's going to be him losing the life. And he's going to be going out of the tournament here. There he is running his final lap. We'll get a nice pause there. We'll give Justin a nice farewell. RIP to Z and Majestic for not getting the freeze frame. Hey, you come up with ideas as you go along, all right? But with Justin, it is going to be chalked.
The tribe has spoken.
I didn't know Justin was a chick.
It's time for you to go.